Hi, Homestead team. I'm Chaplain Robert Terrell, and this is your July 25th, 2022 Monday Motivator. I'm not sure what you did this weekend, but what I did this weekend was work on my mother's car. She called me up and said, Robert, I'm stuck. I can't go anywhere. The car won't start. And I went over to where she was and real quickly made the diagnosis that it was probably the battery. Now, if you ever deal with electrical problems in a car, you know it can be a lot of things. So when I say probably the battery, I had to take the battery out and then take it to have it checked, then verified that the battery was not working. It was a pretty old battery. And then buy a new battery, put it back in the car, and then make sure that everything was running. And wonderful news, it's running fine. If you know how the battery in a car works, is it stores enough electricity to get the energy or the engine started, and then the engine provides the rest of the electricity for the car and puts some back in the battery so that it's there to start next time the car is stopped and needs to be started again. Without that battery functioning, the car is just a big piece of metal and rubber and plastic that takes up space. It doesn't really serve much purpose. Now my mom's car is working fine. You caregivers, well, you take care of people, and that requires a lot of energy. Now, we all have a limited supply of energy in our life, but you have people that are constantly sucking it out of you and not necessarily feeding energy back to you. You need a little bit of energy that helps you to be able to get started. Now, some people talk about self-care, and I think that's a wonderful concept. It's things that help us to care for ourselves, to make sure that our battery has the juice in it to get us started. Sometimes people misunderstand self-care and they think it's just doing something really nice for yourself. But self-care is when we do things that actually care for us. Self-care is never destructive, it's always constructive. Now, I don't know what that looks like for you, but what I know is my faith talks a lot about rest. Jesus says that anyone who is burdened and heavy laden should come to him and he will give them rest. Rest is so important for us. And I hope you have some way that helps you to rest. I for one, I'm in the sculpture park in Stevens Point right now. Walking through the sculpture park is just very restful for me. I thoroughly enjoy it. What is it for you? Do you have something? Because sometimes, well, focusing on yourself for just a little while can be one of the most selfless things you do, because you build up that energy to then go out and be the care professionals that you are, to be able to take care of others. Are you building a little bit of rest in your life? It doesn't have to be long. Maybe it's to read a book for a little while. Maybe it's to walk in a park. Maybe it's to walk your dog or watch a TV show that you really enjoy with someone you love. I know it can be tempting to think I have to give and I have to give, I have to give. But sometimes the most selfless things we can do is to focus a little bit on ourselves so that we put energy back into that battery. I'd love to hear what it is that gives you a little bit of energy, what fills your battery back up. I'd love to be able to share that with other people too. Also, if you missed the newsletter last month, you may not have seen that I'm going to be leading a mission trip to Honduras in February. I would love to give you more information on that. You can contact me. My contact information is always at the end of these videos, and I can tell you more about that. Maybe it's something you could do that would be putting energy back into your battery. But if you remember nothing else from this video, here's what I hope you remember. Our CEO, God, cares for you, and so do I. Have a wonderful week. Find some time to be refreshed, and then go out and take care of others.